I'm back. It's been a minute. It's been a good few weeks since I've picked the camera up. I've been back in Somerset at my parents', just helping a friend out on his boat, doing some work, which has been good, keeping me busy. And yeah, back up to the boat now. I'm just outside Warwick still, and on my doorstep is Hatton flight, which is a flight of 21 locks, which I'm going to have to do over the next couple of days. Hopefully there's somewhere to stop in between, because this time of year, sun sets at 4:30, which obviously don't give you much time. It's about midday now, so I'm going to head on in a minute, get a few locks done, hopefully find somewhere sensible to moor up. I think the 21 aren't necessarily, a bit like Cane Hill, you've got a flight of 17 or something and a few which are a bit more sporadic, so hopefully I can moor up in one of the pounds overnight, which isn't really recommended, but for a night it'd be fine whilst I'm on the boat. Just going to have some breakfast in a minute. Cup of tea in my favourite cup, and some homemade sourdough with jam. Yeah, probably some more updates coming your way in a minute, once I figure out what I'm doing. It's a bit weird being back on it, I'm not going to lie. It's not felt weird before, but because it's been a little bit of a while, I've been sleeping in my old bedroom back at my parents'. Yeah, being back on it is a little bit funny. First things first, I'll see if the engine starts. Hopefully the battery's got a bit of life in it. So, quick update, I'm 7 locks down. There's way too many to do today, it's going to get too dark. It's like 3:50. Sun's going to set in about 40 minutes. I'm going to try and do another 4, and then there looks like a space that I can moor for the night and then tackle the steep flight tomorrow. I also nearly lost the drone. Decided it wanted to so I left it hovering, it decided it just wanted to veer left quite quickly. I managed to just get control back before it hit a tree. So that was a great start. I've actually only passed one boat all day, which is not necessarily a good sign. Don't know if I'm a bit silly doing this time of day, but like I said, I'm going to try and pull in a minute anyway. I'll tackle 4 more, should have time for that before the sun properly sets, and then have a cosy night in. Just starting to drop off now, temperature wise. So I've got one lock left to do, but as always with boating, it's not always as simple as that. There's a very shallow pound here. Water level should be, you can see the silt, water level should be right up here. See how low it is. You can see how low it is. That's normal water level. About 3 foot below. That's a lock for that. So I'm going to go and let some water down from the pound above. I'm not sure what state that one's going to be in, but the next one up is where I was hoping to moor for the night. There's nowhere to moor here, but yeah, you gotta love it, don't you? Oh, silt should be up here. Right, let's have a think. The lock's got a bit of water in it. This pound's looking fine, but I don't want to empty this pound completely, because this is where I want to moor anyway. If there is anywhere. I don't know if there is anywhere. Oh. I was hoping for some, what's that rail called? With the hooks? Can't think. Armco. I was hoping for some Armco, but just one concrete bank. But I think for tonight I'll just moor up on the landing. I'll be first up anyway. I'm sure I'm going to get up really early. More up here, but let's let some water out of this one into the lock and then down into that one. This is why it's not advisable to moor in a pound, because the levels can vary so much. If I left my boat in that one before it dropped, you might end up tipping it, which you don't want. I've just got paddle on each side open, so hopefully the water's going to gradually slowly fill that one up. I'm just going to keep an eye on this one, make sure I don't drain this too much. It's funny lighting. So I've closed that lock off here, and then I'm just emptying the lock ready for me to come in. Hopefully that'll be enough water in the bottom pound now, we'll see. Don't really want to get beached. It's a very funny light, isn't it? Right, this is Hatton middle lock, which is a halfway point, which means I've done about 10 and about 10, 11 to go, I think, from here. I'm so glad to be moored up. That's getting a little bit dodgy for my liking. Obviously just out in the middle of nowhere on my own. If I slip, yeah, it's not worth thinking about. Anyway, time for a cosy night in. I'm going to light the fire, have a little read, and I'm going to have a beer. Someone sent me some beer, which I'll talk about in a minute, which is going to be beer of the week. And yeah, go sit down in front of the fire. So I'll light that now. One fire lit. Now time for a little bit of a read. Now thanks to Readly, who are one of the long-term, probably I think one of the longest standing sponsors of the channel actually. I've not had to buy a physical magazine in years. How Readly works is basically Netflix, but for magazines, newspapers and podcasts. There's actually over 7,000 different titles that you can choose from, and using my link you can get a free 2-month trial that you can cancel at any time. So if you try it for a couple of months, feel like it's not for you, you can cancel, and yeah, there's just no risk. I usually keep up to date with Waterways World, which is probably the biggest narrowboat specific magazine, obviously wide beams and stuff as well, but like canal based. But if you search narrowboat in the search bar, there's actually, I think, another 3 specifically narrowboat publications, and the search bar itself, so that's really handy to use. It bring up any any articles that mention narrowboat. So even say it was in the Times or whatever, then there was an article on narrowboats, it would also bring that up so you could find that, or the Times, or any newspaper. The app itself is actually really intuitive to use. There's various different functions. You can bookmark things to come back to them, like recipes and stuff. It's actually really handy, and yeah, it's just a nice interface really. I've actually just found a beer and brewing magazine, which I'm looking forward to get stuck into tonight whilst having a beer, so that would be me for the rest of the evening. But yeah, if you want to try Wrigley for yourself, I can highly recommend it. Been using it for a couple of years now, and like I said, using my link you'll get a free 2-month trial which you can cancel at any time. Now on to beer. Massive thank you to Andy and Catherine who sent me a 4-pack from their local brewery, which is St. Peter's, based in Suffolk. Andy said this stout is up there. So beer of the week is St. Peter's Cream Stout. I don't know if you can see that or not. Whoa. Decisions. Guinness glass or a normal ale glass? That's a tough one. Let's see what it looks like in the Guinness glass. Coffee and vanilla notes and a creamy chocolate taste. 6.5%, so it's pretty pokey. Ooh. Perfect this time of year. Warming, smells great. Right, back to magazines. Ended up reading a rather in-depth article about the science of stouts, which was really fitting considering I was drinking a stout, and about the Maillard process, which is how you get the dark malts and stuff. Very in-depth, very interesting. But yeah, it's time for bed for me. I'll catch up with you in the morning. Good morning, it's like 7:25. Just sent the drone up to get a nice little shot for the morning, and I've spotted a completely empty pound up on the flight. Oh, it's like halfway up. The whole pound is empty. Like with the, on the side of the locks you get the big holding pounds. Yeah, completely empty. I don't know what to do about that. I don't even know whether to start the flight. The flight's just here. Goes up. But I don't know if there's even any point in trying to get through a couple locks, or just trying to sort the pound out first. There's no CIT people here yet. I don't know if they will come or not. I don't know what to do. It's a bit early. A bit early for messing about like this. I thought, oh yeah, I'll get up nice and early and have good go at it, get it over and done with as soon as possible, and empty pound. Love to see it. Right, CRT are on the scene. It's about 8 o'clock now, so I'm going to start going through the first couple of locks that I can, and then hopefully it'll fill up by the time I get there. But I've never seen a whole big pound like that empty. I've seen obviously the bit yesterday was a bit low, but never completely empty like that in the flesh anyway. That is Hatton flight complete. I managed to catch up with another guy who was single-handed. He was 73, still continuously cruising all on his own, bless him, what a legend. So yeah, that was handy. Shared the last few locks with him. My engine stop cable has come off, so I couldn't turn the engine off. I had to jump in and obviously shut it off with the fuel pump itself. So I'm going to fix that now. Just moored up in a nice little spot. But I've just seen, because I'm still taking a car with me at the minute, every time I move the back I have to go back, cycle back, pick the car up, and then find somewhere to park. And the spot I thought I could park here, the landowner's put a load of logs on the side of the road so you can't park there. But if you go further into Hatton itself, there's a free car park at the train station, so that'd be ideal. So I'll move on in a minute. I'm just going to fix this engine pull, engine stop, because it's a little bit dodgy, and I might do a fuel filter whilst I'm in there. I also need to clear it out at some point, because it is covered in, like this time of year, when you've got a cruiser stern, which is where it's obviously exposed, the engine cover's exposed, tends to get a lot of water in, and yeah, it's pretty gross in it at the minute. This cable here and this sleeve had actually come through, so I think I've fixed it already, but I'll just tighten this one up. I think I'll save the fuel filter until I've moved, because I don't want to mess about with it and then not be able to start the engine, because I don't really want to leave the boat here. So I'll move and then do it, and then if I can't prime it or whatever, at least I'm in a space where I can get the car. Makes sense. What else was I was going to tighten the fan belt whilst I'm here as well. Yeah, I think the nuts give it up. See if I've got some nuts and bolts here. One car successfully moved. That wasn't too bad on the way back, because I've obviously been coming up the locks. It was pretty much downhill the whole way, so yeah, took me like 15 minutes, which is great. I thought I'd wrap the week up with just a bit of a thank you, really. Thank you to everyone for your support, continued support, obviously for a slightly difficult time, and yeah, just really appreciate it. And a bit of an update on my plans, I suppose. I was hoping to explore Birmingham over winter. Unfortunately, I'm thinking I need the car basically, and I'm thinking parking's going to be a nightmare. Plus, they've got a low emission zone which is the same as Bristol, and my car is going to cost me like £9 a day, so commuting to and from there is going to be a bit difficult. So just whilst I'm helping my friend out back in Somerset, I'm thinking of turning left and heading south as far as I can get, just for a couple of months. So probably Worcester, I'm thinking, although I might stop off at Stratford upon Avon, which is a separate arm, so that'll be my next left basically. I might go down to Stratford because that's a little bit closer as well. Shakespeare's town, isn't it, I think. So that'd be interesting. Maybe do that for a bit and then come up and then go left, then left, I think, into Worcester for a bit, and then I think that's as far as I can get this time of year, because you could continue on to Gloucester, but I believe that's on the Severn, and I don't really want to go on a river this time of year if I can help it. So yeah, that's the plan at the minute. Possibly Stratford, if not Worcester. Either way, I will touch on the south of Birmingham, so I'll have a couple of days to explore Birmingham, and then I'll do that after in the new year, I think. But yeah, that's current plan, or immediate plan anyway. I've still got a project car to do, which I'm going to tackle in the new year once the weather's better. I've got the camper van still to paint and sell, which I'm going to get ready for next season. So again, that's in the spring. Got lots of DIY to do here on the boat. Yeah, all systems go at the minute, but it's good to keep busy. And yeah, just thank you again, and I'll see you, I'm not sure when. I'm going to try and keep up at least a video every 2 weeks, just at the minute, and I will eventually get back to posting once a week. It's just a bit hectic at the minute, and I appreciate you bearing with me. So yeah, thank you very much. Thank you to my patrons, and I'll see you soon.